Are you interested in the darker aspects of our justice system? The death penalty, a topic that has sparked intense debate and controversy for centuries, remains one of the most contentious issues in modern society. It raises profound questions about justice, morality, and the value of human life. Let's take a look at capital punishment. This practice, which involves the state-sanctioned execution of individuals convicted of certain crimes, has evolved over time, reflecting changes in societal values, legal standards, and technological advancements. Capital punishment, also called the death penalty, is when a government allows someone to be killed as a punishment for a crime. The methods of execution have varied widely, each with its own history and implications. Over time and across different societies, the ways people were executed have changed, and each method has a disturbing history. From ancient times to the present day, the methods of execution have often reflected the prevailing attitudes towards crime and punishment. Hanging is probably the most common method throughout history. It has been used in various cultures and legal systems, often seen as a relatively straightforward and effective means of execution. It involves a carefully planned drop designed to break the neck. The goal is to cause a quick and relatively painless death, though this has not always been the case in practice. But in places like Iran, they use a short drop method, which causes a slower and more painful death by strangulation. This method has been widely criticized for its brutality and the suffering it inflicts on the condemned. Shooting can involve a single shot or a firing squad. This method has been used in various countries and contexts, often during times of war or political upheaval. It's still used in China, Saudi Arabia, and some parts of the United States. The use of firing squads has been a subject of debate, with some arguing that it is a more humane method compared to others. Lethal injection, first used in the US in 1982, is now the most frequent method, even though there are arguments about whether it's humane. This method involves administering a series of drugs designed to induce unconsciousness, paralysis, and death. Electrocution, which people once thought was a more humane option, is still used in some US states. The electric chair, introduced in the late 19th century, was initially seen as a technological advancement in the field of capital punishment. Gas chambers, including a newer method using nitrogen hypoxia, are also used, especially in states like Alabama and Mississippi. The use of gas chambers has been controversial, with many questioning the ethics and effectiveness of this method. While less common, beheading and stoning are still practiced in some areas, connecting modern executions to a brutal past. These methods are often associated with certain cultural or religious practices and have been the subject of international condemnation. The term capital in capital punishment comes from the Latin word for head, reminding us that beheading was once a common method. The guillotine, for example, became infamous during the French Revolution as a symbol of swift and egalitarian justice. Methods have changed, but the ethical and human rights arguments surrounding capital punishment haven't gone away. The debate over the death penalty involves complex issues of justice, retribution, deterrence, and human dignity. The death penalty is a complicated issue with strong views on both sides. Proponents argue that it serves as a deterrent to serious crimes and provides justice for victims, while opponents contend that it is inhumane, prone to errors, and does not effectively deter crime. As we move forward, the future of capital punishment is uncertain, influenced by changes in the law and public opinion. Some countries have abolished the death penalty, while others continue to uphold it, reflecting deep-seated cultural and political differences. Stay informed, and let's keep talking about this important issue. The conversation about the death penalty is far from over, and it is crucial for us to engage in thoughtful and informed discussions about its implications for justice and society.